Mm-hmm. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? XRP surge. XRP5 surge is upon us. USDTO is live on Flare Networks. You know, the whole ubiquitous, the whole global, massive liquidity. They got it on Flare. They got this stablecoin on Flare thanks to layer zero. We're gonna get into that. This is what we need. We need on Flare, we need that kind of stablecoin on Flare. It's Tether. It's Tether. Oh, it's look. It is what it is, fam. It is what it is. It's on Flare Networks. It's on Flare Networks, boss. That's big time stuff. Hugo tweeted out, bus one. Bus one has been shipped. Bus numero uno has been shipped. Let's go. What's going on, crypto family? What up, Pookie Pookie? Life is good. Back from hanging out in Dallas. Back in town. Oh, it's been cray out in them streets, but I got to tell you, I'm excited about this. Getting a stablecoin is absolutely massive on Flare for XRPFi. Let me tell you that liquidity pool. Oh man, it was at 5,400%. It's like 1,100% now. It's gonna dwindle and dwindle as more people get into the pool, right? As more people get into the pool, but you got to understand, where is that thing gonna end up? Liquidity on Flare, it's over. I think it's over 2 million now. I know it was at 1.9 million like 45 minutes ago or so ago. So yeah, this is good. This is great for sure. I was on SparkDex. I had two LP pairs or two pools that I was in that are out of range. My SFLR, WFLR was out of range. Yeah. My SFLR, WFLR was out of range. My SFLR Jewel was out of range. I exited, withdrew my SFLR Jewel, and I withdrew the SFLR WFLR, but I'm going to re-enter that pool. I'm going to re-enter that pool. Maybe I'll do it while we're live. I'm going to re-enter it, probably go to a different custom range. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to re-enter that pool there for sure. So, man, this is big time news. This is big time news. USDTO is live on Flare Networks. I think Crypto Eddie called this, by the way. I think she called it. Yeah, I'm in the pool. Pookie says, "Are you getting in, CJ?" Yeah, I'm in. I'm in the pool. I am in the pool because look, we got the thing again, liquidity pools or liquidity farming, liquidity pools, liquidity farm. Getting in them liquidity pairs is a long-term game. It's not short-term. It's long-term. It's long. It's 6, 9 months. It's a year. It's 2 years. It's not it's not a short thing. I know people see that APR. I saw that APR. It's like, holy moly, if this could just last 7 days, but it didn't even last 7 hours. It was a 5,400% or so. Yeah, it was a 5,400%. So yeah, really excited about that. Shout out to Hugo, the team got that going, got that launched. That is absolutely awesome. We're going to get into some more stuff from Flare. Look, the market is doing what the market does. We're going to go over these numbers. Someone is saying, Crypto Eddie was saying that maybe this XRP, little bump in XRP is because of what's coming to Flare. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what's going on. All right, I'm refreshing CoinGecko so we can go over those numbers. What's going on, my friends? I mean, this is big time news. So, yeah, there it is. USDTO live on Flare Networks. I'm going to go over what USDTO is here in a second. What's going on, Therian H? Welcome to the stream, bro. Dennis Newman is in the building. What's going on? Flare to the moon. Okay, I hear you, bro. Welcome to the stream, Dennis. Have you checked in on this stream before? Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be awesome. What is this going to mean for Flare Networks? Look, this is a big time. It's Tether. This is a big time stablecoin on Flare Networks. It's going to be liquidity in and out. It's going to be liquidity pairs. with XRP, FXRP, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be some liquidity pairs with XRP. You know what I'm saying? It's coming. It's definitely coming for sure. Down liquidity pairs, XRP, and in a stablecoin pair at this time. You can't be 100% on that, right? 3 weeks from now, that thing could be screaming. XRP could be, could be screaming 50%, 100% going up, right? Billionaire 8 said, I found some change in the couch for the USDT pair. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. I did a little unstaking of some stuff to get into that liquidity pair. There's a way you kind of have to leverage it, because remember, the rewards you're getting are 1/12 of the rewards, right? So you got to understand that 1/12. You got to understand that part. So you got to know how to leverage that, and right. I don't know if you want it to be all of your stables, but I took a small amount, put it in there. Um, you know, Getting early to pools like that can be beneficial. It can be beneficial for sure. So we're going to see what it's going to be by the end, late tonight, by like 8 or 9 o'clock Central Time. What is that APR going to be? It's going to be interesting to see what that's going to look like. All right, fam. So let's go over to the market real quick. Then we're going to get into this big news about USDTO. Layer Zero was excited about it. All right, so let's go to the market, see what CoinGecko has to say about this market, although we know that the market is just doing what the market does. Okay, so I just refreshed CoinGecko. And according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is at 3.08 trillion. And Bitcoin dominance is about 62% or so. Bitcoin is trading at $95,000 again. And on the 30-day, Bitcoin's up 15.5%. Ethereum's trading just under $1,800 again. XRP is trading at $2.30 again. And on the 30-day, XRP is up 8.5%. Solana's trading at $147 again. Right, on the 30-day, Solana's up nearly 20%. Dogecoin's trading at 17 cents. On the 30-day, it is up 6%. And the beloved SWI is trading at $3.50. SWI has just been, it's been doing its thing for sure. It is on the 7 days, SWI is up 59.4%. On the 30 days, it's up 53%. It's just taking off. I don't know if this is because of the whole Pokemon deal. I don't know if, I don't know, but it is doing it. I'm lending some of my SWI and taking advantage of that over there. I'm in a liquidity pool as well. Yeah, in a liquidity pool as well. I forget which one. On Cetus. I better check that out. See what's good. So that's the market, fam, and it is doing what the freaking market does. So Virtuals is back over $1. Interesting. $1.40. Interesting. All right. So let's go to where do I want to go? Huh. Where do I want to go here? Let's go here. Check this out. This is some really, really good stuff. So Layer Zero right here. So Flare put this out. USDTO is live on Flare. Fast, secure, deep liquidity, gasless transfers. USDTO to unlock 140 billion plus liquidity for XRPFi, backed 1-to-1. Yeah, backed 1-to-1 by Tether. USDT and powered by Layer Zero Labs, OFT standard. Now, get USDT on Flare today and earn up to 30% APY. Okay. Okay. Layer Zero reminds us that we're excited to see the world's largest stablecoin expand to Flare through Layer Zero. That's what it is. That's how they're doing it. USDTO now connects $140 billion of Tether across chains, enabling one-to-one transfers and seamless usage. Flare was excited about it in a lot of ways because of this kind of instant thing. It's not a need for this kind of bridging, if you will. But here it is. Flare integrates USDTO for native omni-chain liquidity. USDTO continues its mission to expand across the most connected ecosystems in crypto. Today, we're excited to announce that Flare Network is integrating native USDTO liquidity, making it easier than ever for users to access the world's leading stablecoin through an omni-chain, capital-efficient standard. This integration brings USDTO to one of the most interoperability-focused Layer 1 networks in Web3. With native access to USDTO, Flare users and developers can now interact with stablecoin liquidity that moves natively between chains without relying on wrap tokens or third-party bridges. Pretty cool. What USDTO brings to Flare? With the Layer 0 V2 integration last year, Flare has already benefited from the immediate secure connectivity to thousands of applications and services built on leading blockchains. However, stablecoin liquidity has historically remained fragmented. USDTO solves this by providing a unified omni-chain deployment of Tether, fully backed by USDT on Ethereum and accessible natively on Flare through Layer 0's omni-chain fungible token. Omni-chain fungible token standard. With this integration, Flare developers and users benefit from the omni-chain liquidity. The USDTO moves natively between chains instead of bridging. USDTO is burned on the source chain and minted on the destination. Capital becomes instantly accessible wherever it's needed. Wherever it's needed. I'm going to show you guys a couple of ways you can get that. Composable infrastructure. DApps on Flare can integrate USDTO like any standard ERC20 with the added benefit of omni-chain functionality. No need to support different bridged versions on each chain. Trust and transparency. Every USDTO token is fully backed by USDT, held in a non-custodial contract on Ethereum. Redemptions are native, non-custodial contract on Ethereum. Redemptions are native with no reliance on synthetic pegs or centralized custodians. How about that? Very, very cool. I like it. All right, I'm going to check something out too. Let me welcome some more people to the stream. Why don't they have RLUSD? I'm not sure. Dennis Newman? Not sure. Let me see something here. Can I do this? Let me see. I think I can do this. I'm not sure why they don't have that. That's funny. That is funny. So I'm going to see something here before I share this. Let's see. So this is big stuff. This is good time news. Big time news for Flare Networks. Uh, Okay. Okay. There it is. Yeah. Interesting. So if you have some USDT, yeah, if you have some. Now it says 21 cents. So that's bridge USDT. Okay. Got it. Yep. That makes sense. XRP Preachers in the building. What's going on, brother? Thank you, man. Thank you. Love your show. brother. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate you checking in this evening. So yeah, this is big time stuff, guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be really, really cool. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. If you didn't get a chance to do so yet, no worries. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash the like, and then come back and hang out with the CryptoCeej and family. So let me share this real quick for some that may be interested in doing so. To get some of that USDTO. Pookie mentioned something earlier about a walkthrough, didn't he? Yeah, I think he did. All right, let me share something here real quick. Is that sharing? Yep. So you can go to portal.flare.network if you'd like to do that. If you got some bridge to Tether already, you can do that. It's fast, quick. You just approve the swap here. If you only have like 21 cents of USDT, but if I wanted to do that, you got to approve it for the swap, and then you can swap. All right, so let's see here. 0.21, you can see there. Approve the swap. Let's put 100. Let's do all my 21 cents. Portal.flare.network. And I got to prove it first and then swap. But that's one way to do it. You can also use my favorite DEX on Flare, which is Spark DEX. And you can swap, approve for swap, and then you can hit swap. 100% of that 21 cents I got. So yeah, you can do that. That's one way to do it if you have some, USDT on Flare. If not, there's a couple other things you can do. Obviously, you can use the Stargate bridge and bridge over some tether that you might have on Ethereum or some other places, and bridge it over using Stargate. Let me know if you need to learn how to do that. So I did that. All right, and you can just swap as well. Go to swap on SparkDex, one word, .ai. I got to say, it's kind of my favorite. So if you got some tokens that you want to swap into that, I'm not connected here. Let me put the bottom one. Let me put here. USDT here, just right here. You see that? It's right there. And you can swap over some assets that you might have on Flare to get the USDTO as well. Here is the pool. USDT, no, here it is right here. USDTO and USDC.E, which is bridged USDC. And look at it, it's already down to 495% on the APR. This thing, I'm telling you, this morning, it was 5,400%. But that's how it goes. It's at 1.6 million in TVL. I thought it's at 1.9, but it's 1.61. 1.61. 1.61. So my two liquidity pairs I was in was this one. It went 100% wrap flare. So I had 50% SFLR and WFLR. It went 100% WFLR. And I was in the FSFR, and I was in this one as well. And that went 100% Jewel, right? So SFLR went 100% because I was out of range on both one. Now, I didn't rebalance this one. I am going to get back into the SFLR, WFLR, and 2.58 million. It is the second largest one behind Wrapped ETH and Flare ETH. These are probably a little bit, I don't know, but these are probably a little more, what is the word I want to use? They move in tandem, correlated. This is probably why it's a little bit more in the millions. It's about 500,000 more there, right? Because it's essentially, it's ETH. Now we know SFLR is a little different than regular FLR. So, or wrapped FLR. 3 million dinero in this one because of the Flare ETH. Yeah, that Flare ETH, I don't know what happened, but I ended up unstaking Flare ETH and getting some Pyrex ETH. I don't know how that happened, but I had to swap out of that this morning as well. But yeah, look at that. This thing, I'm telling you, this thing was at four-figure percentage. It was at 5,430 something APR. Yeah, and it's down to 495. And again, it's a stable coin pair, but it's USDTO, right? Tether. And I don't know. This is at 1.94 million. It's been around for a while. This Tether and Bridge USDC. So we're going to see how this is going to go. But I'm looking forward to the F assets launching and seeing what that's going to look like as well in terms of providing liquidity and liquidity pools. We get that FXRP um, launch. That's going to be really, really good, I think. But yeah, you can swap on SparkDex. You can use the portal.flare.network to get the USDTO if you want to do that as well. Do this chat, do the live chat. So that's really, I love it. It's live. It's liquidity. Developers, builders, liquidity, stablecoin liquidity is massive when you're wanting to grow an ecosystem. It's massive when you want to do that. And that's a big one, Tether. Hugo put this out. One bus arrived. This was in reference. He said this on April 17th. He said, weird how true it is that you wait for a bus for a long time and then six turn up in short succession. One bus arrived. Flex Community Pet. The first of six buses have arrived. That is funny. So there it is there. I don't think you need anything else. I mean, Flair's putting this up. I think if you go to Stargate now, you can see the bridge because they said they were working on it. Let me go to Stargate. Let's look at it together. Um, Stargate.finance. Let's look at it together. I'm gonna hit. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. Hold on, because in the world of uh, you know, the bad guys being smarter than all of us. Let's do this. All right, so let's see. Let me share and see what it's gonna do here. Where's my Zoom? I'm on Stargate. Let's look at Stargate.finance. Let's see what we got going on here. Token USDT. Hmm. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing it. It was doing that earlier today too. Like all the assets were not coming up. I don't know if I need to. I thought I connected. I am connected. Don't know why it's saying connect there. I'm connected. Hmm. Yeah, it was acting up. Stargate was acting up a little bit this morning when I was trying to use it. I mean, it doesn't even give all the networks here. It bridges over a lot more networks than that. So I can't show you. But you could probably use Stargate as the last thing. You can transfer or bridge stuff on Ethereum or Arbitrum or some other networks over to Flare. Bridge some of that USDT. I don't have any. My liquid stables I ended up using about 2 months ago, so I don't have any more liquid stables. But portal.flare.network is a good one if you already have some Tether bridged over. You can use that. It's pretty quick. Swapping as well on SparkDex is really quick as well. So I can't share that. I was hoping to be able to share that with you, but it ain't working. It's not working. What? Hold on. Okay. Crawfish is in the building. What's going on, brother? How are you? Yeah, so that the big news, man. This is going to be liquidity again. This is going to draw a lot of builders. If they want to go where the liquidity is, they don't want to go where there's active engagement. So bringing Tether over, have it natively on the chain is it's going to be really, really nice, right? So you got assets on Flare that you want to swap into USDTO. You can do it. Um, that's really, really good, especially for a blockchain that's really, fairly young in the game. Let me see what else I want to share with you guys. So that's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Flare Forward shared fastest and cheapest way to swap is on portal.flare.network. Yep, right there. Appreciate the guys over there. Now, what's this here? This is from USDTO. Earn industry leading yields up to 30% paid in RFLR from institution grade stablecoin liquidity through Flare's USDTO boost program. Yeah. You see it. Yeah, so they're doing a lot of advertising, promoting this big time for Flare, which I think is awesome. So this is a big deal. That type of liquidity on Flare is a really, really, really big deal. Now the APR again, APRs go up and they go down. They go up and they go down for sure. But 140 billion, projects come on here. Some other project might do another liquidity incentive event as well involving USDTO. You never know what could come out of this, but so this is really, really big. Really, really big. So really, really excited. Happy for the team there. They got that done. Got it done. And I guess I thought that, the big announcement was going to be on the liquid or the staking for XRP, staking and restaking. I thought this, the big announcement today was going to be something with Firelight, but not yet. I guess it's coming. You know, it is coming for sure. Really, really happy about that. Really happy. So Bifrost put this out as well. Your USDT now on Flare, powered by Layer Zero. Yeah, 30%. When you think about that, you got 12 months, right? I mean, right? You got 12. I mean, you got some of that extra 30 nasty fiat. You got some extra stables that you're not putting to use. Maybe 5, 10, 15, 20% of those stables. And you can snatch up that, about 30% APY, and let's not forget the asset you're earning is FLR. And, you know, sure, it's bull cycle now. You get some FLR, you get 1/12 of it you can take out now, unless you want to take the 50% haircut. And I get it. It's when this thing is over. I get it. I get it. But it is that asset. It's a nice accumulation asset in the bear market. That's kind of how I look at it. I know I'm not taking the 50% haircut. I don't, I get them RFLR. I'm not taking no 50% haircut. No, I take what I can take now, keep the other one locked up in preparation for, right? And so you're gonna have all this stuff locked up, and then the bear market's gonna come. I don't know. Where are we at? We're in April. Bear market comes probably February to April of next year, probably something like that. You got this thing here now. You got a bag of some stuff, and you can put it to use in liquidity pools. for the bear, getting earning rewards and doing all of the stuff, and for the next bull. And who knows? I don't know what FLR is going to be. Some people are going to be like, okay, I'll take that 50% haircut. They might do that in December. Some people might be like in December, okay, we don't know what FLR is going to be, right? Don't know. It might be 20 cents. It might be 30 or 40 cents. It might be 50 cents. I don't know. I don't know. But the rewards will be coming in. That I do know. The reward's going to be coming in, right? Man, I'm so excited. I just want to share this little thing on a side note. Jupiter, 8 years in the making, is finally here. The perfect DeFi swap engine, introducing Ultra V2. Jupiter. They're changing the game over there in Solana's ecosystem. Changing the game. Solana just raised $1 billion from some VCs and some other stuff. People buying the Solana tokens. I don't know what's going on right now. It's crazy in the streets what they're doing over there. It really is crazy. So that was the big news, fam. USDTO, Tether on Flare Networks. Thanks to the integration with Layer 0. That's massive global liquidity, 140 billion. Pretty good numbers. And 140 billion, developers are going to love it. Got it on this chain. It's pretty fast. They keep saying gasless transactions. I mean, okay, cool. Cool. But yeah, I like SparkDex, those APYs. And I tell people all the time, getting into those liquidity pairs on SparkDex or anyone for that matter, it's long term, man. It's long term. It's long term. Billionaire A says, keeping it simple, USDTO and USDC. I hear you, bro. Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in that pool. Keeping it, it's long term. It's like a full circle plan to DeFi. People think it's just hopping in a liquidity pool and earning some APR stuff. It's not it. You have to have a full circle, a full comprehensive strategy, man. Jay Coin's in the building. What's going on? What's going on, my friend? Pay me an XRP says, what's up, y'all? Better late than never. Here and accounted for. What's good? What's going on? Pay me an XRP. Appreciate you checking in, sir. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button on the way in. If you didn't do so, no worries. Collapse the chat real quick. Go smash the like. Come back and hang out with CryptoCeej fam. We're almost there to 9,000 subs. We're almost there. I got some big time homework to do. I'm going to some summits and leveling up the podcast game. Looking forward to that. Dennis Newman, is there something happening tomorrow for Flare? No, this is the tomorrow. Today is the tomorrow. It was about the this is it. This is the thing that they were talking about. USDTO on Flare. That was the thing that they were talking about. So not only do we got USDC and USDX, a CUSDX from Clearpool, we also have Tether, the giant stablecoin, right? That's going to attract more builders for sure. For sure, tapping into that liquidity. Rick Cisneros says, CJ, remember what I said? The Ripple dollar, it's not liquid enough nor ubiquitous. Tether was the only choice. I remember that, bro. Rick Cisneros, I remember that. You called it. You called it, brother. I remember. Yep. Correct. It's on. It is on. Look, and there's native USDTO. That's great. I like it. That's right. You swap right into it. You can, it's not wrapped. It's just native. You get it. It's yours. I like it. No central custodians. I like it. So I'm happy for them. Again, there's just DApps there you can use. You can get on Kinetic. You can lend assets. I had some ETH lent over there. Right? You can lend. I didn't borrow anything. But you can lend over there. You can lend and borrow in Kinetic. You can get into liquidity pools and perps if you're not in the US. I think it's perps if you're not. Perps or futures if you're not in the US on SparkDex. Right. You can take FLR or wrap FLR and stake it on Scepter. These are all nice utility things that you can do. You can take SFLR and or WFLR. You can go over to SparkDex, look at the farms, hop into liquidity pools. It's a lot of things you can do. Even the ETH on Dinero. Stake your ETH with Dinero as well, right? I think it's flare.dinero.xyz, right? Things you can do. Things you can do and you can participate. Again, it's not with 100% of your when moon bag, it's a portion of it, right? There's a strategy to it, right? So I was talking with someone today. They said they borrowed, right? So they lent assets, borrowed, and then they got into that new pool on Flare, the USDTO, right? Taking advantage, right? You get the difference between the borrow and what you're earning, it means you're up. If you're borrowing at 2, 3, 4, 5, 7%, and you're getting an APY of 30%, you're up. If you're in for the long term, not 30, 60, 90 days. If you have a long-term strategy, I don't know, but I don't know about you, but I feel excited about earning FLR. I mean, the R is rewards FLR, right? It's not, it's FLR. It's reward FLR. And it's up to you. Every month you have the option to take it all or leave it in there. Then the next month, right? And then the next month, and then the next month. You don't have to leave it locked. You understand that, right? You don't have to leave it locked. You can it's a 50% thing if you take it before the 12 months, but the first month, the first 1/12, you can take it. And then I don't know. Let's say for an example, I'm just going to try to use even numbers or small numbers because $100. What month is this? April. $100 of RFLR. $100. You take a 12 for that. I don't know. I'm just going to say $10. I know it's not $10, but I'm just going to say $10. You take 10, you're keeping the other locked up. $90 is locked up. But the RFLR in December, that $10 could be $50. And the 90 could be, I don't know. Let's just use 10x. Let's just use 10 from 1.5 to 10 cents. It's 10x. 10x. I don't know. Do you want to take the lock part out of it then? I mean, I don't know. What do you want to do? Your $90 is now 900. Do you want to take it? Here's what I do know. You can. You could calculate for yourself. Does it make sense? In April, it was $10 you took out and 90 you left in. But now that 90 is worth $900. And I'm using small numbers. For some people, it's $1,000 of RFLR. That's the initial. And then they got 9, I don't know, left. 900, whatever left. You understand what I'm saying? Some people are doing that. I'm telling you. The instead of $10, right? And 90, it's 100 and 900. And for some people, instead of it being 100, it's 500 and whatever that is, times 5. What is that? 450, or whatever the number is, right? It just keeps going up and up and up. For some people, you understand what I'm saying, right? Here's what I'm saying. FLR at today's prices in December could be a significantly different price. And maybe that's when you say, okay, locked or not, I'm taking some stuff, right? But if you're leveraging it, like most of us are doing it, we're leveraging it, we're taking that RFLR and we're resubmitting it, right? Wrapping it. We're not messing around. Taking the reward FLR, wrapping that thing, delegating it, just taking advantage of it, compounding. It's a nice compound. It's a very generous uh, liquidity incentive event, man. It's very generous in my view. CJ, these long-term pools, USDT, are meant for the bear market, 100%. So when they're there of the price not moving, you gain yield on XRP and Flare. That's correct. That's exactly right, Rick Cisnero. It's for the bear. It is for the bear. It's for the bear. And if you know how to do DeFi, there's a lending and borrowing strategy for the bull run, and there's a lending and borrowing strategy for the bear market. You got to know both. Like a lot of people think you're gonna be just losing money in the bear. Not, not if you know how to do the strategies. You can increase the size of your stable coins, leveraging the assets in a bear market. If you know, and I'm not talking about 2x, 3x, I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm not talking about getting on exchanges and 2x and 3x and 5x and 100x. I'm not talking about, I don't do that. But if you understand how the assets move in a bull market and how assets move in a bear market, and if you understand the lending and borrowing strategy, if you got $100,000 in stables, you can make it 200,000 without extra dirty, nasty fiat, right? Payment XRP says wish Ripple would do something like this. This is what I've been saying. Payment XRP. I've been yelling from the rooftop to Monica Long and David Schwartz and Brad Garlinghouse. When liquidity incentive event. And I also said they could learn a thing or two. Ripple X and all of the folks over there can learn a thing or two about liquidity incentive events from Flare. Yeah. What is the number right now for a wrapped and or staked FLR? 67, 69%? Some kind of cray number. Yeah, if you start like say, end of this cycle, Payment XRP says I need to learn this strategy of making 100,000 to 200,000 during the bear market, right? And so let's just say after the wind moon, I don't know, let's say wind moons bear market stuff starts April next year. Hopefully, you've been laddering out of stuff. Laddering, I'm not telling you what to do. Something to consider. If you're laddering out of XRP, bull run. If you're laddering out of ETH, bull run. If you're laddering out of Bitcoin, if you're laddering out of all coins, well, what are you laddering out into? You're laddering out into stable coins, right? I'm going to pick a range of 500,000 to 5 million. That's going to happen this cycle for people. 500,000 to 5 million. Right? 500,000 to 5 million. You take 100,000, right? You take 100,000. There could be a particular asset that topped at $5,000. It tops at $5,000, right? Tops at five, right? Tops at five. If you know the lending borrower strategy, you could take advantage of for when it's not, right? Asset at five, boom, you got $5,000. You took the asset, you got, let's say ETH, 5,000, you got one ETH, right? But you're doing a lending and borrowing stuff where you're lending the stables. You're lending the stables in the bear, right? You're lending, swapping that ETH. Now you got a $5,000 of it, right? One, but it's gonna be three, right? ETH is gonna, if it topped at five, it's gonna be 4,000. It's gonna be 3,000. But we got one ETH, right? If you know the strategy, you can flip that. Pay back half, pay back, still be up. Pay back, still be up. Pay back, still be up. It's awesome, baby. It's awesome. If you know the strategy. Yeah, you gotta play the market. Pay that market. Remember, when you pay back, bear market, you pay back. You pay back in the unit of the asset. Right? You pay back in the unit of the asset. If you borrow one ETH, you pay back one ETH. But if you got an ETH at five and you're paying it back at four, kind of feels like you're up. Get that? That's a free strategy for you guys. You gotta know the lending and borrowing strategy, how it works. It's awesome when you know it. That's what the whales do. It's the whales do. Right? It's kind of like the taxes. You know how people get mad at billionaires because of the taxes that they don't pay? Well, you know that they're not breaking laws, right? They may have a team of people who are looking at the laws and taking advantage of the laws, but it's within the laws. If you know the rules in DeFi, if you know the strategies for the lend and borrow strategy for a bull market and the lend and borrow strategy for the bear market, if you understand them, pretty powerful. Because you're providing a service. When you lend stuff, when you lend your assets, you're providing a service. They pay you for it. And then in addition to paying you for it, you learn the strategies. Pretty cool. I had to learn this. I didn't know. I thought, oh yeah, I'm lending and borrowing. I'm just looking at the APRs and the APYs. All right, as long as I lend here, I'm getting paid 1%. And if I borrow at 3%, okay, I'm really, it's really 2%, or maybe I'm up, right? Maybe they're paying me to lend 6% and it only costs 3%. I was just focusing on that. I didn't know the strategy. The bear market strategy is awesome. The bear market strategy is awesome. But after Wind Moon, are you going to be willing to lend your stables? Or, right? Are you going to be willing to lend your stables to gain more stables? Clipboard CJ. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's pretty cool when you get it. When you get it, you're like, oh. When you get it, you're gonna be like, can we put that vacation? Can we put that thing off for another 3, 6, 9 months? ETH is at four. I'm trying to ETH at 4. I'm trying to get to ETH at 3. Can we put that down? Can we get? I got paid at 5. I'm telling you, once you get it, mm, mm, you ain't trying to buy. You ain't trying to. Well, I'm just saying. I don't want to tell people what to do with their lifestyle. I'm just saying, when you get it, you're like, what? I could do what? I could do what? Yeah, stables are still yours. Yes, yes, there's smart contract risk. Yes, there's UI UX um, blockchain risk. Yes, don't hang out on that stuff. Hang out on the blue chips. Hang out on the blue chips. Uniswap, Aave. Hang out on the OGs. You know, with with the big numbers. I mean, if you want to do some smaller, stuff, you can do, 3 figures, 4 figures on some other stuff. But you start getting into 5 and 6 figures, you want to be hanging out in the OGs. Rick Cisneros says, CJ, that is what the sophisticated investors does. So you need to level up. Risk adjusted portfolio, risk adjusted reward portfolio. 100%. You got it right. Like some people like 5 million. Oh my God, I wish. Okay, let's say yours 500,000. Learn the bear market strategy. Learn the bear market strategy. Learn the bear market strategy. Go from 5 to 600,000, 5 to 700,000. Learn the strategy. It's 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 a full comprehensive thing. And once you get it, it's awesome, right? And it's $1,000, kind of per play. Okay, I just made 1,000. Okay, and I just made 1,000 in the bear. What am I going to do with that 1,000 now? What am I going to do with it? Am I going to put it back and add 1,000 to the stable so I have more borrowing power, or am I going to take the 1,000 and just park it at 6, 7, 8%? Am I going to build up that bag, waiting for the next opportunity? Waiting for the next opportunity, right? Theo and I say, appreciate the knowledge. You're welcome, sir. So that's just a little something, our Patreon is around DeFi, and the more people we get in there, the more stuff we're going to share. But I just think it's important that I really need to put my own little course together around that as well. But I just think it's important to understand that um, if you level up your skill set, you can de-risk yourself. You can become less risky. It's about leveling up your skill set. Once you do that, it's game on. And what I'm seeing, certainly not financial advice, what I'm seeing in Flare Networks is the early days of powerful platforms like SparkDex and Kinetic. Fingers crossed, praying that they can continue to grow and we can grow the ecosystem. But early days, like for example with Kinetic, like there's a reason Rick Cisnero, like you try to get on Kinetic to do the lend some assets and borrow some stables. It's a reason why it goes so fast. Like it's a reason why it goes like I mean, I don't think it's lasted more than 2 minutes, minute and a half, too. Like you got to be in that window. There's a reason for that. There's a big reason for it. I have not gotten in that window to lend some assets on Kinetic and borrow stables. I don't want to be borrowing assets, right? Bull cycle is a different thing, right? Bull cycle, you lend assets, borrow stables. Bear cycle, you lend stables, you borrow assets, right? Rick Cisneros says, CJ, there's a contract risk, but there are risks when you drive a car. This is why you want to go in. This is why you want to go in in a bear market. Yeah, the bear market is really the key. That's just learning how to leverage the bear market is really the key. You know, I didn't know a couple bear markets prior. I didn't understand it. Now I know. It's really the key is kind of leveraging that bear. Especially uh uh when you begin to get some stuff on the cheap, but their assets of value. It's like when the assets is of value and now you're getting it at 85 to 95% discount. Like a lot of people want to get the best price. No, it's the best value. It's the best value. That's why I tell people all the time, FLR at 50 cents, right? You take 90%. Let's say it goes to 50 cents and now it's 95% of that, whatever that is, right? Let's say it's 5 cents in the bear market. And people are literally like, oh my God, I could have got that thing at 1 cent. Like, no, Flare Networks is farther along. It's a bigger chain. It's got more DApps on it. It's got more utility to it. So 5 cents it's a better value. People think it's not, but it is because it's further along. The growth of the chain is further along. Maybe we're on F assets V2. You understand? So the native asset of the blockchain, which is FLR, is a better value. It's a better value. So thank God or pray to God that once one bear market, you're going to be buying FLR at 25 cents. You understand? And then one of these bear markets, you'll be buying FLR at $2.50. You understand? Mastermind 5 is in the game. Is in the building. What's going on, Mastermind 5? Feel like I wasted my feel like Mastermind 5 says, feel like I wasted my time watching Brad Kimes and DAI. Yeah. But you understand that, right? The value, right? You understand. That's why they say all the money's in the bear market. It's not because you're buying, some new projects coming out and it's cheap. No, that's not the value. That's the risk. That's the risky asset. Then some new thing is coming out that's inexpensive. That's the risky asset, right? That's why I tell people I have no problem at all reaccumulating XRP in the bear market. None, zero, nada, none. Because I'm going to know 6, 9, 10, 12 months from now what's going on with Ripple, with XRP rather. I'm going to know what happened. How is RLUSD doing? Cool. How much of that RChex 100 million that they say they were bringing the XRP out? How much of it came? Okay, cool. What's the Axelar integration looking like? Okay, cool. So, what did the XRPL EVM sidechain do? Okay, cool. You understand? And I'm going to be able to assess the market or assess the blockchain. It should be more valuable. It should be more valuable. Should be. CJ Rick Cisneros says, CJ, remember company like 16Z had paid 10 PhD in DeFi working on strategies just to make them yield and come up with AI agents to make them yield too? I do, indeed. And we get ready to get verifiable AI on Flare networks. I'm telling you, fam, listen, the definition of vision is seeing it before the masses see it. That's why I encourage you guys to get the old money doesn't want you to win gear. So that you're constantly reminded that this is a system that was rigged intentionally. against you intentionally to take from the masses to give to a few. Intentionally. That wasn't some accident. Morgan, Rockefeller, them dudes over there at Jekyll Island. That was intentional. And the government caved because of the war, ended up being hoodwinked. The Congress ended up being hoodwinked and bamboozled. Now all the power and leverage was in the hands of a few who put together the central banking system. Those are the facts. And they are indisputable. This is why we want a new financial system with as less intermediaries as possible. And for me, I want to support the dudes that are trying to build that thing. Who's out here trying to build true decentralization? I want to support that. Who's out here trying to build true decentralization, security, and scalability? That's what I'm trying to. That's who I'm trying to hang out with. I'm not trying to make Hidden Road bigger. I'm not trying to do that. Mr. Miller's in the building, says all facts. What's going on, sir? Mr. Miller says, I've been saying XLR and people should play with Cosmos ecosystem to learn. Yeah. Yeah. Cosmos is pretty good. I think Flare Networks to learn is better place to learn. Osmosis is cool. I used to hang out with Osmosis. It's a little loud over there in Miss CryptoCeej's office. A little loud. What's going on? So, but yeah, you know what I mean? So we're blessed. We're absolutely blessed. I hope you caught my hint of my strategy to win in the bear market. Hope you caught that. That's going to be good. Well, networks, man. Yeah, I got to get back into those pools. There's just a couple pools. I got to get back into that. And I got to check my sweet thing. Mastermind 5. You have so much knowledge in the game. Thank you. I am glad getting much information here. Well, I'm glad you are, bro. My friend, I should say. I'm glad you are. Thank you for checking in. Definitely thank you for checking in. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you didn't get a chance to do so, no worries. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash the like, come back and hang out with the CryptoCeej and fam. And by the way, if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the CryptoCeej, if you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. We're 2 subscribers away from 9,000. Let's break 9,000 tonight. And I'm going to be upping up. I'm going to be leveling up my podcast game. It's going to be a whole new something. So I might have flowers and stuff in the background. That's going to be funny. Rick says CJ, remember Monica Long says Ripple Labs are still buying companies. I bet Axelar or Securitize will be bought by Ripple Lab. Yeah, I agree. One of them is for sure. Yeah, I don't know which. Axelar would be a really good one, I think. But Ripple Labs would probably go with Securitize. But I think Axelar would be a good one, right? Kind of a better integration play. I'm curious to see what kind of presentation is Hugo and Flare Labs going to be doing at the XRPL Apex 2025? What are they going to be talking over there? That's going to be interesting to see for sure. All right, fam, I'm going to hop off here. Let me share this here real quick. If you guys like to get that old money, doesn't want you to win gear, you can get it here. It's going to be a link in the description as well. Let me share. Here it is right here. And you can get different colors. You can get the one with the CryptoCeej on it, or you can get the one without the CryptoCeej on it. That's this one here. Hoodies, hats. Here's this is the old money doesn't want you to. I like this particular material personally. Just me. The premium ring spun cotton T-shirt. It comes in black. Comes in red. That's freaking Tommy right there. That is smoking. Then this is heavy metal right here as well. I think that's a good look. Awesome, man. I could just. And then for all my camo fans, you like to rock the camo gear, you got to get that right camo. It's a particular camo that this would go really, really well with because this old money is like a beige. So you can get a nice camo outfit right there. Smoking hot. I love it. And then there's the dark chocolate. That's nice too. You could do a lot of nice things with those colors right there. The missus could hook you up with a nice gear, hook you up with some nice stuff right there, all around that right there. It's pretty cool. Um, I'll make sure I leave a link to that here, but it will be in the description of this live stream as well. We got the hoodies. Got this kind of shirt here. This is for women's relaxed crop tee. Miss CryptoCeej really likes the hat. And then they got this one here as well for the ladies. You get with the finger pointing at you. You can get that in different colors as well. But I'll make sure I'll leave that for you guys. Rick Cicero says, oh, no, that wasn't Rick. Who was that? It was Hydro. What's going on, Hydro? How are you, bro? Um, CJ, when will your FLR bucket become more than 10%? Um, I really want to see how well the F Facets V2 does on Flare, like how well it works, you know. So my guess, Hydro, that it's going to uh after this bull cycle. That'll be my guess. Um, that's gonna be my guess. I think a real big one is gonna be FBTC. Like, how many of these OG dudes and you know are they gonna take advantage of that? But my guess is that after the bull, I'll see enough things, whether with the F assets, uh, they're going to be further along. It would be nice if we got some hint of what this verifiable AI is going to look like. But I just feel like there's going to be two or three things that are going to come out for Flare networks on the chain that is going to make me in the bear flip that around. Now, going to have a lot of rewards FLR, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it does, during the bull cycle. It's gonna be interesting to see. But for me, it's not so much the performance as what they get live and how well it operates. To me, for me, you know, what's the FS at V2 live look like? What does the FBTC look like on Flare? How's it operating? How are they handling it? All that different stuff like that, right? Having the chain and the ecosystem prove out gets in the 90% bucket, right? That TVL growing, people coming to FLR, the message is resonating. It's going up and to the right of the network adoption curve. Um, that kind of stuff. Uh, that's what I'm going to be really, really. That's when it'll go into the 90% bucket, going up into the right of that network adoption curve for me. You're welcome, Hydro. For me, right? Um, yeah, it's not about bull run and it's the stuff going live and working because every token's going to have a bull run, right? I want to see up and to the right of the network adoption curve. And I feel really, really comfortable. I don't know, but I feel really comfortable about what Flare is building. And I think more and more people are going to be reminded, oh, you know what? That's what I do really want. I really do want true decentralization and true security and true scalability. I really do want that. And I said it once, I'll say it again, 1,000 times. I think Flare Networks has a really good chance to become what Ethereum hoped to become. Remember, Flare Networks is a layer 1 EVM blockchain focused on interoperability. All right, fam. I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you so much for checking in, guys. I appreciate you guys doing that. Again, happy Monday. USDTO is live on Flare. Global, massive, global, ubiquitous liquidity on Flare Networks. In addition to the bridge stuff, this is native to the blockchain. That's gonna be awesome stuff. It's gonna be awesome stuff, legendary, awesome stuff. All right, fam. I appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you get a chance to do so on the way in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and we're already winning. I would ask you to ponder this idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.